Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to Vivid Earth and welcome to the PsyOps Cypher. Today I've got Big ZIG here, and he's one of our fellow icons with Sarge. So we occasionally on some recordings and lives, and we just thought we'd do something today together, just the two of us. How are you, Big ZIG?
I'm doing amazing. Anina, how are you doing?
Good, yeah, I'm doing well. We were just chatting now before we started recording. Last week was a bit wonky. It felt like we were like, moving between timelines, deciding which one to pick. Like, pick a lane, will you? And some days
Right.
felt like we were in the bad lane, and other days felt like we were in the like beautiful lane. And it was like sometimes I think it's just that calibration, and we have that option to choose. Okay, which timeline is going to be. And now this week
Yes.
feels smooth, and we all had all the Schumann white light raining down on us last week as well, which I definitely felt in my body. Did you feel any of that?
Oh my goodness, you took the words right out of my mouth, and hey, thank you for it's great to be on Vivid Presence on, big fan of your show and love your work and audience and everybody. So glad to be on your platform and yeah, fellow icon sister of mine, and we're international, and it's just a beautiful thing. It's an honor and pleasure to have this relationship, even though it's just in its infancy. And like I said, we got to know each other through the icons community on Telegram and Rumble with Sarge and the rest of us. So, um, yeah, things are wonky. I definitely felt the Schumann so much last week. Either had a lot of energy or it just like hits you and you just fall asleep. So listen to your body and hydrate. That's the only way we can control it.
Absolutely. Just give the body what it needs, and treat it well. Sleep enough if you can, which I haven't done,
Mm,
been able to do so well these last 2 or 3 weeks. Been a little bit
yeah.
sleepless. I tend to be, you tend to be wiped out at times of the day when you don't want to be wiped out, and then alive and alert at the time you need to go to sleep. So it's kind of these wonky energies, but we're just
It
riding the
is.
waves of the Schumann and everything else. The solar flares hitting us, and we just like a snowboarder, just like hitting the slopes and just sliding from one slope to the other with beautiful grace.
Yeah, it's like motion sickness in a way, it's like taking the ride, I mean, like those of us that are like tuned in, locked in, and really can feel it. It's just like, ooh, this is not for the weary, for the weak. Um, yeah, so yeah, just what an incredible time to be alive and everything that's going on, this once in a 26,000 year, 22,000 year cycle heading into the golden age. Um, we had no hurricanes in the month of September for the first time in like 100 years in Florida. Now, I'm not a native Floridian, but I've seen everything throughout my whole life in Florida and all throughout the hurricanes that have devastated the Gulf Coast. My pretty much every year I've been alive, somewhere's gotten hit. And ever since they stopped the chemtrail spraying, Governor
Mm.
DeSantis did at the beginning of the year, well, what do you know? We didn't have a hurricane in September for the first time in 100 years. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
hopefully it keeps up in October. So, yeah,
That's
skies are
amazing.
beautiful. 4D is amazing. The clouds are
Mm.
beautiful.
Mm. Yeah, I
Yes,
think you
yes.
guys are lucky. It's still the chemtrail is still a little bit present elsewhere, but I've started moving the chemtrails when I see them, literally with my energy, and I found that it works. I can literally part the clouds, which is quite funny.
I love it. I know. People will think like, "Whoa, she's crazy. She's cuckoo," but it's like, mm-mm.
We all have that ability. We just have to believe we have it, and start experimenting with it, play with it like we did when we were children, little kids playing in the mud. It's like you experiment with things, it's like you learn things for the first time. Well, in a way, we are like the galactic children that are on our way to graduation right now. So we need to play with these things. Otherwise, how are we going to learn? We've got so much to learn, so many hidden and forgotten skills that we have to get in touch with, telepathy, telekinesis, um, you know, healing and moving energy with the hands. All these things are actually our destiny. It's in our DNA. We just got to get back in touch with it and remember who we are. Um, we are royal
Yeah.
celestials of this galaxy, really.
You nailed it right on the head, sister. It's so beautiful the way you put it. That's why I like listening to you. Um, so I forgot I was on the show there for a minute. Um, Yeah, but it's exactly, it's like what a time to be alive. We literally get to shape our destiny and our future as a collective, as we ascend, as we grow and learn what we are capable, what's been hidden from us. And, it says, in the Bible, even though we know it's been manipulated, copywritten, whatever, but no matter what they've tried to do, somehow the word has still prevailed through those of us with eyes to see and ears to hear. Now take it for whatever you see, but he says we should walk each day as if we are joyous children, blind to everything around us. We should just wake up like a child does every day with, like a Bob Marley song. No worries, not a thing. Everything's
Mhm.
gonna be all right. And at this point where so much information is distorted and nobody can really know what's real or fake or true or false, blah blah blah. It's like everything that you and I know, or we think that we know, or anybody listening, if we haven't come to the realization that everything that we know or we think we know is a lie, is false, manipulated, half truth, quarter truth, three-fourths truth, no truth. It's like we just got to start over from ground zero. Like anything is possible at this point until proven otherwise, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because actually, we create our own reality. People struggle with that one. And there is
Yes.
something like a collective reality and then a personal reality. But literally, we have to start realizing how much power we have over our own reality. Because there could be somebody like you could be living in absolute bliss right now. Your neighbor could be in hell, but you're living in the same reality. It's about the perception, your expectation of life, what you believe and what you believe is possible, and what you're perpetuating around you. Are you perpetuating your traumas, your betrayals, all of the things that what we've all been suffering, through? Or are we going to take, our reality into our own hands and recreate and create something different? Because we have that choice. And the more of us do that, the more of our reality changes, because we are also the white hats and they rely on us to help shape this reality, because they can't do it on their own. There's so much to do within this operation. Like, it's massive, it's worldwide, it affects billions of people, 200 plus countries, all the oceans. I mean, so many things. Can you imagine how big this operation is? So, they need us to help co-create, because we can shift reality with our minds if we want to, and we should.
We are the ones we're waiting for, right?
Yeah.
They're willing to meet us halfway, sister, as you alluded to. You do such a good job of painting this picture. Like people don't really enter and understand how big optically this really is, and we don't even know truly how big this Earth realm that we're in, and just this part right here that we know of Mother Gaia that's surrounded by the ice wall, right? Um, but yeah, this is a 207 countries, I think. So, but somewhere around there, like you said, 200 countries, whatever. Can you
Yeah.
imagine how much they've had to clean up on the surface, beneath the surface,
Yeah.
and wherever else
All the
in
cartels,
every
all of the trafficking.
yeah,
Wow.
millennia of corruption, uh just vile, filthy, disgusting things that are so outlandish and despicable. No human could possibly, no real human with a soul could possibly think of these evil acts. So it sounds ridiculous so people won't believe it, but it is beyond true and it's sickening. And that's how sick this world has been for a very long time. And for the White Hats to be able to do what they've been able to do, even if it just started in 2015 or if it started back when JFK was killed, um, you know, here we are in 2025, 800 of the top brass generals from around the world fly into Quantico, like you were saying, must be pretty safe in the airwaves. We must be at a pretty good point in this world where everyone can just leave their base on snap of a finger and not have to worry about an enemy an attacking or whatever. That was
Mm.
never done during 9/11. So it
Yeah.
seems the things are in our control if you can read between the lines and not,
And also,
and
why
tune
would
out the
he?
noise.
And why would he even do that? For those non-believers, why would he call up 800 generals? Like, why? What would require him to do that? Something major that's shifting. And that is really like def defunding and finally putting to bed US Inc. and getting these generals to um, what is the word I'm looking for? Um, say an
Capitulate, get
oath,
on board.
say an oath to the real republic.
Republic. Yeah, redo their oath and commitment to the Republic, not United States Inc. I'm not sure. I think you might have mentioned it. I'm not sure, but I do know for a fact it was confirmed. Over 50 of them were gone
Yeah,
because
the ones that, you know, they
they
all had
took
an
lives.
opportunity to change their ways. The ones that it wasn't like purely wicked, just maybe, you know, involved at some level. They were given the opportunity. They chose not to. Well, then there you go, off to Gitmo
Well,
or wherever.
right. Well, Pete Hegseth alluded to that in his speech right in front of him. He's like, if you don't agree with everything that I'm saying here right now, put in your resignation right away. Well, these generals are so used to being catered to, and a lot of them are just, I don't know, treated a certain way where they think that they're smarter than everybody else and they can get away with it. Well, a lot of them got lie detector tests,
Hmm.
other things where, they were given an option, resign or else, or, a lot of people, like you said, uh, had a military tribunal right there. There's a lot of JAG officers while we are in day
Yes.
7 of the government shutdown, right?
Hmm.
As you alluded to, lots of things going on, and there wasn't just the fencing that usually goes up. They were pouring literal cement walls around
Yeah.
I think it was the Capitol or somewhere, right, like a
Yes.
week prior, and it wasn't really reported on, definitely not on the mainstream level, but and they're trying to distract us with all of this Antifa nonsense going on in uh Oregon and California and Chicago. So it's like look over there, but not what's really going on, which a lot of
Hmm.
major things are going on behind the scenes, as we know.
Yeah, and a lot of people say, well, rip off the band-aid already. Let's just get this going. But
Yeah.
you can't have a civil war on your hands. People don't realize how brainwashed a lot of people are still. They they just you just spend one day in their world and you will understand why the band-aid cannot be ripped off all at once. It's got to be doing slowly, smoothly. At some point there will be a ripping off, but you know, the environment has to
Yeah.
be kind of prepared, so to speak. And with
Right.
Antifa, it's kind of preempting a lot of what could be going down. So, sending, National Guard into some of these blue cities where there's going to be chaos. Um, it's just
Well,
preparing
paid.
the landscape.
Yeah, these like we're watching a movie, but it's real. Like these are you can go on Craigslist and you can volunteer to be an Antifa idiot. And then you can also, there's a lot of patriots out there in the street. I mean, I don't know. I posted a video my buddy sent me of a dude just taking an iron skillet and just whap dude over Antifa. He said my weapon of choice for hitting an anti-Antifa member. Whaps iron skillet over the head. You know, So it's like paid activists or not, they're eventually gonna run out of money, and this stuff is not gonna they're not gonna let them burn down cities like they did.
Yeah.
2020 was the closest, would have been their shot to get a civil war. I think right now a lot more people are so sick of it here, the majority, and especially the silent ones. Yeah, the nut jobs that we see out there protesting are the extreme minority. Like
Mm.
people are fed up on all levels, whether you're making, 200, $300,000 a year, or you're like a lot of us making a lot less than that, that are just fed up of constantly burning the candle at both ends, having to survive in this matrix, right? This gate, I call it the
Yeah.
gatrix, but whatever. No
Yeah.
offense to anybody. But
It's actually the masses that are waking up, and I'm still, from my time in business many years ago, I'm still connected with a lot of people in, you could say, high places in business and etc. And those are the most brainwashed people. I'm actually quite shocked that that level of
is
unconsciousness that I see in that community. And I call Instagram normie land because it's a lot of my old world that I was connected to.
Me
Um,
too. Same
but
with
it's
Facebook. I hated Facebook too. I was
yeah,
more of an Instagram person, but all this other, even X now is all black pill. Just ugh. It's
mm.
anti-social media is what it is. Like you said, it's that old world. It's just
It
like
does.
opening up a demon. It's like, oh, get back in the box. Ugh.
Yeah, it's like shut it off. Like let's.
Yes. Because
Yeah,
it's
and I'm
sad because it's like those people we knew that I'm guessing that they were probably pretty smart,
yeah.
pro
Well, let's just say they're
yeah.
educated, but
Right, right.
indoctrinated is more like
Yes.
it.
Yes. Yes. Good slaves. Very good slaves. Top notch.
Yeah, absolutely. They've
It,
literally perfected the art of towing the line and doing as they're
yeah,
told. But so the best is not to engage with those people at all. It's really my world has become so peaceful because I don't engage in any of those things anymore. I just send them love and they may think I'm weird even for sending them love, but I do it anyway. I don't engage with people. I
absolutely.
don't get triggered. It's like no use.
No, it's not. And you know what? It's funny because it seems to go out of its way to find you, to try to make you feel like a certain type of way, like, oh, I miss those people or whatever. And then you really start thinking about how far you've come as a person doing your own shadow work, or dealing with your demons, facing your fears, everything that, I know that I can speak for myself. I know that we spoke, and I know that you've had a journey as well with this, with having to do that, and this is part of the ascension, the awakening process. Unfortunately, we can't shake those people and wake them. You can't lead a horse to water and make it drink. The days of trying to wake people up and wasting our energy that drains us anyway are over. Why even bother?
Yeah.
Now we're here to be like, okay, if you want to know, then yeah, but you're not going to get an instant gratification answer in a day
Yeah.
or a week or a year. You gotta
Yeah,
take you gotta take the ride too.
yeah, absolutely. And everyone is contracted to do what they need to do. Those that agreed not to wake up to be a catalyst for change, we thank them for
Mhm.
that. And actually, I wouldn't want to be them. I wouldn't want to go back into that 3D and do another few of these like loops of reincarnation into the 3D. So actually thank them
Right.
for their service because we need that catalyst, we need that friction to change. Otherwise, humanity wouldn't change. So,
Yeah.
if
You
everyone was just then there wouldn't be enough like motivation to change. So let's thank those people for what they did and wish them well. But we need to do what we
Mhm.
need to do. We need to stay focused on this path that we're forging. And it doesn't mean staying as we are and just arriving at a beautiful place. No, we also need to still evolve. It's a constant evolution. We haven't arrived. None of us are ascended masters yet. living in that new earth, in the new reality, requires us to change and do the work, to,
Hmm.
look within and see what needs to be seen, what needs to be released, you know.
Yeah. And that's not easy. And you bring another great point to all this. I've been in one of those people. It's like just rip the band-aid off already, in recent months, and then there's times where I'll fall back and be like, maybe not. And then there's times where I'm like, all right, that's it. Let's go already, So it's just this constant back and
It's
forth. But
exhausting, you know.
yeah, but again, you state all the time, it's an event driven thing. This is a process and it's out of our hands as far as like when it ends and begins and all that. But not only are we praying, manifesting, meditating what we want in our own personal realities in life, but what we picture for the new earth, what new earth would look like. And for our brothers and sisters that are doing this information, we're using our real names. We're out here trying to do the right thing and set up the best future we can for generations to come, my children, your children, our mothers and fathers and grandparents, and so on and so forth. Fix whatever all problems in society all around the world that linger and start over from fresh. Like it's that time.
Yeah, we are breaking the chains for all of humanity, on behalf of all of humanity, ancestral traumas and chains. We're breaking you free, and it's wow, it's such an event in the galaxy that literally everyone has got eyes on Earth right now, because it's like never been done, and it is, as you said, a once in a 26,000 year cycle, an event, and we have the opportunity to do it right this time. The last time Atlantis failed, well, this time we are getting it right, and we are doing it. We are succeeding.
Yeah.
The light is already won, but
Yes.
we just got to keep at it. As difficult it is exhausting, I know, but we've just got to keep at it.
Yes, it's extremely exhausting, especially when you have to work in the matrix to sustain right now too as well. Um, but that's okay. That's what we're built to do. People like us that just have the fortitude and the strength to do so with the help of Mother, Father, God, and Source, and the universe, and all of our angels and soul family. It's like I always talk about, like you said, we have to thank these people. Every I thank everybody that I've come across in life, good or bad experience, because people have seen a very bad version of me, and at times throughout life. I mean, all of us are. We're not imperfect. I mean, some people don't like me, and that's okay, and I don't like them, and it can be like that. But hey, I learned something from almost everyone.
Hmm.
And like you said, regardless, they're all characters in this symphony, theater of life. So we could Shakespeare once, whatever. But yeah, we all have to do our part and have that sympathy for them. And I think we're once they realize that we're not, and a lot of them are realizing it slowly and surely. And I think they realized it, but their pride and ego wouldn't let them admit that. Yeah, us conspiracy theorists, whack jobs. Well, we know pattern recognition specialists. Uh, we're batting like 1,000 right now. I think. Yeah, there's
Hmm.
not very many things that haven't come true. So
Yeah, we are finally
whatever.
feeling like we are publicly winning as well. A lot of things that
Vindicated,
we were
yeah.
being laughed at years ago are now proving to be truths. So people think maybe they're not so crazy after all. Maybe I should start listening to them. So a lot of people are still waking up, believe it or not. Still happening.
Yeah, you can feel it in the air. It's like this is not normal. No matter how many people want to say, well, in my day, so people have been doing this forever. People thought it was the end of the world back in the 40s. Well, I can see why. You know, it really hasn't ended that trauma-based programming since then for the last 150 years, and at least in the recorded his story that we know of. But you just bring a great point too. It's like, what are the odds that we're here during this time? We're moving into the age of Aquarius, as you so beautifully explained, and so do so many others with the icons, ladies. We're going into the golden age. I mean, we were hand chosen for this. And if anyone's listening to this, you were hand chosen for this as well. This is not by coincidence that you're hearing my voice, her voice. Um, this is like one of the biggest things. This is something that's never been done in the history of the cosmos, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
So I have to pinch myself, like, why me? And then I look back at my life, like all the things I've survived, and it's like, oh, well, that kind of makes sense now. So it's like, wow. 10 years ago when we started taking this journey, with Q and Trump, all this stuff, I didn't realize how bad everyone was brainwashed and really hated us and wished death upon us, which was just like, wow. Um, but to lead us to the point now where we realize how important each and every person here is to shaping the future of this reality, this universe, and getting rid of the old ways and stepping into a whole new era is just unbelievable.
Yeah. If you look at the bigger picture, the 50,000-foot view, what is 10 years in 20,000, 26,000 years? Not a lot, right?
Right.
It feels for us
Right.
like a lifetime. It's like, get this over with already. But it's really a
Yeah.
blip on the radar. And, sometimes you just got to like pull back a little bit and realize how big an operation this is. And the fact that we did volunteer to be here right now, and we were accepted to be part of the crew that's going to be on mission on Earth to turn the ship around. Not
Yeah.
everyone could come, and everyone who's awake who are here or have a role to play in this grand awakening. No one person's role is actually more important than the other. We all agree to play a certain role, and they're all important. It's like a puzzle piece in the big puzzle of, um, you know, changing our reality on Earth. And it is the big event, you know. What a time to be alive. I know it's not easy for some people because they're truly struggling, but, just see what changes you can make in your life to make things easier for yourself in the meantime. Let go of stuff that you no longer need, material
Mm.
things.
I know we're
It's not.
so close. It's like we've come this far. It's like
Yeah, exactly.
I feel the pain. I know you do too. We all do. But man, if I don't even know what it looks like, but I can just feel it, taste it, and smell it. It's just beautiful what's coming.
Yeah.
So yeah, no matter, and it's like we're at the end of an age, and it's like what always happens when you like at the end of a party when like back in the day when you go to like a house party and everyone's just plastered drunk and it's the end of the party and people are just going nuts and hog wild. Well, that's what evil's been doing the last however long. Their time is up, so they've just been going batshit crazy because come catch me. I'm not going out lightly. I'm going out with a bang type stuff. So
Yeah.
they've been pulling off some awful. We've seen like the worst of the worst, and thank God it's coming to an end because sooner or later, hopefully, I don't. That's not going to exist in our new world.
Yeah. 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 And a lot of people are asking, but why is that one still walking the streets? George Soros or Bill Gates or what do you, well,
All
you
right.
can see it doesn't look like the original people, right? I mean, you've got
Yeah.
eyes to see. So just accept that there's a part of this movie that you're not privy to the strategy behind why they're still there, why they're not publicly in prison, but trust that there are elements of this major operation that you are not privy to and that will not make sense right now. And there will be a lot of mis and disinformation. A lot of people are thinking, oh, Trump is crazy, and actually he's not the person we thought he was. Why is he saying this? Why is he doing that? Why are they bringing in CBDC? Why is the why this? You've just got to take the bigger picture and realize that you can't collapse all the systems on Earth. Like it
Mhm.
doesn't work. What you can do is transform them and use them for
Right.
good. If you think about just the quantum financial system, what does it operate? What is it going to require? If it requires DNA, or frequency testing or whatever, well, it's going to need everyone's data. So, why was one of the first things that he announced in January the fact that Palantir will be investing billions into the country? Immediately, I was thinking, people were like, oh, there we go. I was like, no, think Executive Order 13818. They've been taken over.
Yes.
They've been forced to invest in operations. The first thing that you have to take control of is the AI. Because if you don't take control of the AI, you cannot control the operation. You cannot control the planet, you know?
Right. We're like
So
ready for quantum. It's like we see this AI, we're like, that's kids play. We're ready for the quantum. Let's go.
these are the little
Right.
bridges to quantum, but you've got to kind of
Yeah.
go from one to the other. You can't just, you know, you can't go from Morse code through to internet. There's stages in between.
Yeah, exactly. Like people are a lot of the streaming, and there's been a lot of internet buffering and quality issues. And I think that's them upgrading. We heard it's going to be 8 to 12G eventually, but not the harmful kind that we used to get. Things are going to be lightning fast, everything. A
Yeah,
whole entire change to our entire foundation. And in the big picture of things, like you said, it's a huge, huge, huge operation and it takes time. And we're just in this age of instant gratification and everything now, 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 now. And they want it to be done now and quick and this, that, and the other. And we got to get back to basics and, what really matters, which is, you can't take your money with you to the grave type stuff. And we have to
yeah,
get down to what makes us human and focus on the right things because everything that you do and say, every comment that you write that's negative or positive, and for that, it's all being monitored, you know.
yeah,
Yeah. So just be the change that you want to see and just know if it wasn't coming, we wouldn't be having these conversations right now.
yeah. And if
I
we were
mean,
just given everything on a silver platter 10 years ago, we wouldn't
oh,
have evolved as human beings. And
no.
yes, we have to evolve because our ET brothers and sisters, they're on a whole different level. Like we have to catch up to them and we've been
Yeah.
held back. So our consciousness has to evolve. We have to learn what's really important in life. And we needed that time in a way, as much as we say, well, it's unfair. We also needed that time to personally evolve. And look how our consciousness have leveled up these last 10 years. It's incredible where we can actually, it's not like Atlantis where technology overtook consciousness, and so that's why Atlantis fall. This time
Mm.
the two are toe to toe and the two are evolving together, so that there's a responsibility in handling all the technology that will have access to, and all of the wealth that we will have access to. Because if you're not a responsible adult, well, there's going to be chaos. It's like a
The
kid letting
plan,
loose in a candy store. It's like they're going to destroy that whole candy store. There's
of
going to be no
course,
candy left.
because
After 2 days, it's all gone. Like,
there's no balance, right? It's everything so far extreme left, extreme right, or it's just everything is just so unbalanced all over, and we're restoring that order as best as we can, and we're learning how to. Each day we learn something new, and that's why important to have these discussions and make these connections. And a lot of people are feeling lonely and isolated right now and confused, and well, yeah, well, it's because that's how it's developed. It's just what it is. But every time that they did the simulation with Project Looking Glass, where they would do projected timelines, no matter how they would try, it always came out to God wins. We, the people, awaken and overcome them. So just know that it's already done. We just have to do our part. And everything you do, from just sharing information and clips and everything, just like your video that went to 30K this weekend, beautifully done. Seriously, like sharing just the little because the Charlie Kirk is like a litmus test. Strack, my brother Strack Warrior, has a good way because he was a lieutenant colonel, 30 years in the military. The military has a way of gauging, um, kind of the reading the room of the world and what people are thinking through social media comments and this, that, and the other. They have like some kind of uh formula. I forget what he calls it. Some type of test where it's like a
Algorithm.
litmus
They
test.
have like advanced technology that can read these algorithms and the emotional landscape on digital, on the digital sphere, so to speak. Yeah, they
Yeah,
can.
to see how like the public's feeling, and I think Trump's attempted assassination was one, Charlie Kirk, just all these things, and now we see this three-eye atlas. I think we're
Hmm.
pretty close. So,
Yeah, like we said, it's just casually parked on Mars, and oh, what do you know? NASA just shut off all their cameras because of the national shutdown. So nobody knows really what's going on and what what's going on
how'd
there.
that
But
happen? Hmm.
yeah, it's because they don't know what to say because this is disclosure that didn't wait for permission or an announcement. Atlas just showed up. What did NASA do and the scientists? Well, they like have egg on their face because they can't explain it. It's not a comet. It's clear as day to see. It's not a comet. So what are they going to say? What's the explanation? NASA, our authority on what goes on in space. So let's just turn
Yes.
off the cameras and just, distract them with something else
Mm.
while we figure it out.
Ex Exactly. Like there's so many on the Galactic Federation Telegram page, and even on YouTube they're showing these like these debris that's falling from this huge mothership that goes 200 miles an hour per second and it can stop on a dime. Yeah, and it's just parked at Mars, posted up, just chilling, looking at Earth, like whatever. And all these things are falling from the sky, and citizens are going out and taking it and putting it in their basement and recording it, and it's doing all these weird things and got all these hieroglyphs on it and stuff. So people are freaking out. People know what's up. It's about to happen. 77 days away. I don't know. I think that's wishful thinking because they want their satanic ritual holiday to come. But I think we saw the last Halloween last year. I pray and hope. But anyway, yeah,
Yeah. No, it will be
exciting
counted at
times.
all costs. That little ritual day will be counted at all costs. And what do you know? On the 29th of October, 3R Atlas meets up with R2 Swan, the other massive comet, which is 100 times
Ooh.
bigger than 3R Atlas, behind the sun. So what I'm thinking,
Imagine
what are they
that.
going to release some sort of flare there that's going to just blow this blast of light onto Earth that's just going to like obliterate any dark ritual that could have happened and illuminate
Yes.
humanity in an instant. I don't know, but it's going to get really interesting. I can't wait.
Yeah. You said it perfectly. We've been getting blasted with the light from the Schumann, just unbelievable amount of solar flares and the Schumann resonance and everything. So you can just feel it. We know it. It's not a coincidence. All these things are lining up, just like the eclipses and the moons and the cycles and everything. It's just, come on, guys. It's right in your face. Like,
The stars are literally aligned for events
right,
taking place. Yeah, no.
literally. Like source God can't, Yeshua, our brother, and all of our soul family can't put it further right in front of your face, because even just on basic TV, every commercial movie coming out, it's demonic. It's absolutely just disgusting, vile content that is being displayed, and they're trying to separate and divide us in the same old playbook, and it's not working. So we got this. We just got to ride it out, baby. We're almost there.
And the movie's getting so ridiculous now as well. What's happening in
Oh,
the UK with Keir Starmer? What did he just approve? Something about
Sharia law.
yeah. I mean, it's
They
like,
have the
can you say, "Ooh, let's wake up the masses?" Because that's what it
oh,
is in my mind. It's like, are you guys not awake yet? Let's do this. Let's show you how bad it can get. But it's all part of the movie. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, who was it? Somebody in the UK was talking about it. They're like, yeah, it's they have that that praising 6 times a day where they have that huge hi yeah 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 yeah, loudspeaker where they all get down on their knees and do that
In the
six
middle
times
of
a day.
a public
Oh,
square.
yeah, ass crack of dawn, sunset, before lunch, during lunch, after lunch, between lunch, during like, oh my Lord.
And that
You know.
doesn't even happen in some of the Muslim countries. So why would it happen in the middle of London? Because waking up the masses, show them how bad it really gets. Maybe they'll do
Right.
something. Finally.
Just like the asinine stuff we're seeing from the demon rats here in the States, and
Yeah.
how you've got people with literal Trump derangement syndrome, and this is far and wide. This is the real pandemic, and forget the scandemic. The real pandemic is denial, delusion from um the demonic left.
Yeah. But
And
you know what?
yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what my best was this week?
What's
Did
that?
you see Harvard invited uh, a professor to come speak there? Transgender's name is Lawar um,
Yes.
Vaginatus or something like that. It's
Yes.
not even a good drag queen. It's not even it's like really bad drag queen makeup. Like it's not even a
Yeah. It's like a what do you call it? Like a street level amateur type
yeah.
drag queen. It's
It's
not
like
even
a
a
garage
known
drag
drag
queen with
queen.
terrible makeup. At least the drag queen knows how to do their makeup. So they're
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
forcing, in my mind, they're forcing Harvard into an embarrassing situation just to show what's really going on there. It's like, they're
Yeah.
so compromised. It's not even funny. And they need to
Yeah.
publicly, it's like doing the perp walk.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's so many people that are deranged on the left and can't admit that they were wrong. They've been brainwashed into hating Trump and MAGA tards and Trump tards and it's like we don't even it's like we don't I like we vote Republican because we have to, but we don't agree with everything he says and does.
Yeah.
But we support the man and we have since day one. But it's not like we worship this man. It's not like some cult. We're not the
It's
ones
not
with
like he's without
violence.
flaws. It's not like he's winning a
Right.
personality test, but he's the only one that signed up for this job. So give the guy
Exactly.
some respect for that, with all his
Yeah,
flaws.
and Obama brought in the age of division and whatever politically correct and normal and equal means. Whatever that. If anyone has an answer, please, I'd love to hear it. What normal and correct means because we all fall short every day of that. So. Yeah, walking around on eggshells, trying to be perfect and having to watch what we say and speak about just because somebody doesn't like it, those days are over. Like it's just time to get back to not being scared to express ourselves,
Yeah,
in a respectful, polite way.
yeah. And I know, what it's like. When I was in business, you have to toe the line. You can't be politically incorrect because you will actually nobody would give you business. But at some
Drive me
point, you've got to
nuts.
make the decision. Are you going to be authentic? Are you going to speak the truth? Or you're going to protect your financial interests? Like which one? You have to pick a side now, and I know which one
Yeah,
I picked. And, it's up to other people to do the right thing and really wake up and realize what's been going on and
right.
pick the right side and be on the right side of history, so to speak. Because in 10, 20 years' time, we're going to look back and say, you know what? Is that person going to say, I was a coward? I didn't do the right thing. I knew I had to, but hey, I had to I had to protect my business. I had to keep getting the income so I could buy my Ferrari. So I didn't do it. You think that
Yeah,
person's going to regret it? Of course they will.
uh, right. Just like those who got multiple vaccinations or all that stuff just for income. Well, if you're dead in 5, 10 years, what's the point? you're gonna have to pay for this one way or another now or later.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got everyone's gonna have to pay the piper and do your own shadow work and go through your own journey, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
It's all different, like you said, sister. And wow, what a beautiful conversation. This has been great.
Yeah, at the end of the
Love
day,
it.
it's a free will planet. People have their free will to make their own decisions and
Yeah.
to find out what is true or not. Nobody tells you what to think. It's up to you. And
Yeah.
people say, well, why didn't they warn me? Well, many people warned you, but you chose not to listen. So, but it's your free
Selective
will,
hearing.
and you're respected to make your free will choice. And but you have to live with that choice, at the
Right.
end of the day.
People have to get back to being independent, and not so codependent, and not just taking people's word for it. Form an opinion for yourself, don't make assumptions. The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, don't make assumptions. Always do your best. Do what you say and say what you do, and always be mindful of others. And yeah, I'm missing one, but there's a lot. Just, those days of taking somebody's word for it should be over. You should always use your own discernment, make your own informed opinion about it. Don't take my word for it. Don't take anybody's word for it. Do your own research and not just on Google or Google, period. Use other search engines for God's sake. But anyway, yeah,
Yeah,
we're at that
people just
time and
need
it's so,
to learn their own discernment. It's like, don't ask a million people if this is true or not. Learn to discern yourself. It's a muscle that needs to be used in order to be able to help you. So if you don't use it,
mm,
well, then it's not going to develop. So learn discernment and decide for yourself if something is true or not, if it's good for you or not, or somebody's telling the truth or not. Sometimes it's not even important because there's also a lot of misinformation and disinformation in this movement for a reason. Because if
yes,
we are told everything there is to need to know, the enemy will know it too. So there has to be a little bit of disinformation and misinformation to confuse the enemy.
absolutely.
And so don't just jump to conclusions when you see somebody say something or Trump doing something that looks like a New World Order aligned
Nothing is
thing.
as what it seems. Right.
Nothing is as it seems.
What you see on the mainstream media, it's all been controlled by three families our entire life. Every magazine, every newspaper article, every TV show, it's all been controlled by three families. Now it's different now because of the White Hats, but it's all theater what you're seeing for the public to take in. We took the other we dug deep and got really into this thing. And that's just, it is what it is. Everybody's journey is different, but like you said, people need to do it for themselves. That take the independent road. Be alone. If you can't, like, if you're with somebody that can't be alone by themselves, that's a big, ooh, I can't, yeah, that drains my frequency. You got to learn to be alone with yourself and sit with source and really just figure
Yeah.
out what you want, set the boundaries. What do you want in your new life, in your new earth? Because there is no going back to the old times,
Yeah.
whatever, pre-COVID,
It's
BC
done.
or PC or whatever, pre-COVID. I don't know. But oh Lord, yeah, we have such a long way to go. We have so much to learn, and it's so exciting. So exciting.
Yeah, we're in the chrysalis light right now. As you say, we can't go back. So decide how you want to move forward and what kind of life you want to lead. And that's it. That's what we need to focus on. And don't be too
Yes.
distracted, about Intel. There's so much of news that you don't need to be pulled into. Work on yourself
No.
rather. Spend some time on yourself
Yeah.
and develop
Don't.
yourself in this process because we count on every one of you to raise your consciousness to be part of the change.
Yeah, I'm gonna circle back to what you said at the very beginning to end it. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, oh, it was so good. I was have the patience, or don't make assumptions because so many things are going on in the background. That's don't take for what you see at surface level digging. Go beneath, like read between the lines. Like we're not going to tell our enemy the plan. So there's so much crap out there that they're going to throw the enemy off because you never mess with the enemy when they're in the process of destroying themselves, as we constantly hear, but it's literally these cliche quotes that we're seeing unfold and we have been seeing unfold in the last 2 years aggressively and especially in the last 10 overall. But it's time. The chickens have come home to roost and we're there. And it's been an
Absolutely.
honor and pleasure. Oh, just love being on Vivid Earth, love watching. I'm a huge fan of the channel and love your work, Anita. And I'm just so glad our paths crossed. And I guess they always have been. It just feels familiar.
Yeah, a lot of us are just, same soul tribe. So there's like a
Right.
familiarity and a recognition. And thank you for the work that you do, Zig. Amazing
Oh,
work, and to wake up the
thank
world
you.
and be tirelessly in service of humanity. And, together we can do this.
Yes, absolutely. We can. We are so much more powerful. You out there are so much more powerful than you ever even could imagine. I don't even know what that is yet, but we're about to find out. It's just but
Yeah.
just know it's there. It's not don't look at the doom and gloom. Don't look into the fear because that's what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
Have
it
an
was really
open
that
heart
bad.
and open mind and create the future you want to see around you.
mm, if the good forces were not in control, things wouldn't be playing out the way they are. And it looks
Nope.
ugly and it looks kind of chaotic because the minority has their hands on the projector screen to control all news that the public consumes that was once trusted, no longer more. And we're going to be there when everyone's looking for answers. So it'll
Yep,
be
as you
great.
say, things would have been a lot worse if the good guys were not in control. In fact, we might have been in
Mhm.
FEMA camps by now. So be grateful for
Yes.
what is happening, not for what is not, don't be impatient for what is not happening fast enough. Rather be grateful for what has been happening and changing.
Boy, people have no idea how close we were. Oh, we would not be having this conversation.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
Yeah, that's a conversation for another day. But wow, what an amazing time. Yes. So,
Yeah.
well,
Amazing time to
sister, I
be
got to get
alive.
moving.
Yeah.
And it's been an honor and pleasure. I can't wait to do it again with you. We'll have you on the PsyOps Cypher on Rumble. That's my handle for anyone that wants to get a hold of me, or on the
Yeah.
Icons Telegram channel. I'm with her constantly sharing information. So we
I'll leave
welcome
the
all.
links in the video below, and I think you'll have it on your channel as well. So all the links will be there. And yeah, just go and give him a follow. Big Zig is doing amazing work. And
Oh, thank you.
yeah, together we win.
We
Thanks,
win.
everyone.
There's nothing can stop what's coming for real.
Nothing can
Nothing.
stop what's coming. Exactly.
All right, cool. Awesome. Well,
Thanks,
thank you. I will
everyone.
restream this on Rumble for sure. Thank you for everybody.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, Nina.